Okay, I want to talk about three things. First one is mentioned that Massachusetts has passed that bill that we were opposing for a mass vaccination requirement quarantine for refusal. They're going to quarantine now if they decide to mass vaccinate. That's now that bill has become law in Massachusetts. And the second thing is Pennsylvania's follow-up, and a third item on Germany. Pennsylvania, right away, has come out with their bill, and I'll provide I'll try and get a link for the Massachusetts passing the bill into law, and I'm gonna check my camera, see where I'm sitting. You don't see that too often on the nightly news. This isn't the nightly news. I didn't even want to do this. I am vaccinated out, but this is important. Pennsylvania is now right on the heels of Massachusetts, doing the same thing. Listen to this. I'll give you a PDF file to this. Powers of Public Health Authority. The Public Health Authority may, for such period as the state of public health emergency exists, compel a person to be vaccinated or treated or both for an infectious disease subject to the following provisions. Let me read that one more time. Powers of Public Health Authority. The Public Health Authority may, for such period as a state of public health emergency exists, compel a person to be vaccinated or treated or both for an infectious disease subject to the following provisions. Vaccination may be performed by any qualified person authorized by the Public Health Authority. A vaccine may not be given if the Public Health Authority has reason to know that a particular individual is likely to suffer a serious harm from the vaccination. Treatment may be performed by any qualified person authorized by the Public Health Authority. Treatment must not be in such as is reasonably likely to lead to serious harm in the affected individual. Refusal. If by reason of refusal of vaccination or treatment the person poses a danger to the public health, the person may be isolated or quarantined pursuant to the provisions of this article. Enforcement. An order of the Public Health Authority given to effectuate the purposes of this section shall be immediately enforceable by any peace officer. That's United Nations peacekeeping force with a blue helmet. Just take it like that. This is Pennsylvania. I grew up right next to Pennsylvania, 14 miles across the Delaware River. I love Pennsylvania. This is serious. This is serious. Bills on the Commonwealth floor of Pennsylvania on the state legislature. They're saying, look, we are deciding that if we have a health epidemic, and we decide that you need to be vaccinated, and you refuse to be vaccinated, we're going to compel you to be vaccinated. If you refuse to, we're going to lock you down. That's it. And who can do it? I just told you. Enforcement. An order of the Public Health Authority given to effectuate the purposes of this section shall be immediately enforceable by any peace officer. Excuse me. Penalty. A person who fails to comply with this section commits a misdemeanor of the third degree. In the event that the governor feels we have an epidemic and or pandemic, section 2524-D enforcement. During a state of public health emergency, the Public Health Authority may request assistance and outside help in enforcing orders pursuant to this article from the Public Safety Authority. The Public Safety Authority may request assistance. I keep thinking of these banditos coming in. I'm not talking about the motorcycle club. I'm talking about illegals, genuine criminals with a criminal record that they're going to be deputized to lock people. This is what I'm thinking. What did that say again? During a state of public health emergency, the Public Health Authority may request assistance in enforcing orders pursuant to this article from the Public Safety Authority. The Public Safety Authority may request assistance. That's just so wide open. With the approval of the governor. The governor said, come on, bring him in. Deputize him. It'll be the guard, somebody like that. You know, and if enough people in the guard are awake, enough people in the military, which are, I got to emphasize that right now to some of you listening, got something against the military. A lot of the military is awake and they know what's going on. They will not do this. Same with law enforcement. A lot of the law enforcement is awake and they will not be doing this. Okay, you understand that? Do not panic, fear stricken. I'm not throwing a spirit of fear into you. There are a lot of people that are going to rise up against this. This is a bunch of legal heads writing this stuff up. It's dangerous. And it could be overwhelming. I don't know who's going to win this thing. This is why you need to have Jesus, okay? That's the only way I make it through this. If I didn't have Jesus, I don't know how some of y'all do it. I really don't. I think you're nuts with fear is what I think, because you don't really know who to go to. I go to the Lord. I say, look, calm me down, Lord. I got to tell these people. Someone's going to freak out, and this is how it is. Okay, state policy and powers. It is the policy of the Commonwealth that the individual dignity of any person isolated or quarantined during a state of public health emergency shall be respected at all times and upon all occasions. And if you don't comply, individual cooperation, a person subject to isolation or quarantine, shall comply with the public health authorities' rules and orders, shall not go beyond the isolation or quarantine premises, shall not put himself in contact with any person or not subject to isolation or quarantine other than a physician or other health care provider, public health authority, or person authorized to enter an isolation or quarantine premises by the public health authority. We're talking like a gulag. Authorized entry. No person other than a person authorized by the public health authority shall enter an isolation. You're gone forever. You're just gone. You're locked down. I don't care. Don't give me all this medical stuff. You're going to get better and come out. Unauthorized entry. No person other than a person authorized by the public health authority shall enter an isolation or quarantine premises if by reason of unauthorized entry. This is just bad. Okay, there's a lot here. It's all bad, 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 bad. I'm going to give you the PDF you can look at. The only other thing I want to talk about was Germany. They have a vaccine for the chancellor and the MPs, and I understand some of the military has already gotten. I'm going to give you a Google translation out of their Spiegel from today. It does not contain squalene, from the best I can understand. The adjuvant is responsible for the Gulf War syndrome, gives you rheumatoid arthritis. It's the accelerator. It excites the immune system. It double enhances what you already have, and it just makes your body go crazy inside. And they have taken that out of some of the vaccine for the chancellor and the MPs and some of the militaries. They're going to keep the people in charge of making the decisions, telling the military who to go to, and the public, the people, you and me. This is closer to home to me. Now I'm over here in Scotland. The Germans are getting the junk. They're getting the taxes. They're getting the poisons. They're getting the real deal. The all in America are all getting. They're getting the American vaccine. But the Germans at the top, and they're keeping some of the soldiers clean, are getting a special one. Okay, that's how they do it there. Man, I really don't like saying this. Somebody's got to say it. I looked around for Pennsylvania quarantine vaccine on YouTube, and I didn't see anybody running with this. And so that's it. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.